Hi everyone, this is Sean, Bid for Assets Marketing Manager. In this video, we are going to be talking about how to participate in Lafourche Parish, Louisiana sheriff sale auctions on Bid for Assets. A sheriff sale is a public auction to facilitate the sale of property that has been repossessed due to an unpaid debt. The proceeds from that sale are then used to satisfy that debt. In many cases, this sale results from a mortgage foreclosure. The first thing you'll need to do to participate in this or any auction available on Bid for Assets is register for a free Bid for Assets account if you haven't done so already. There are no monthly fees required to maintain your account. It is completely free, and the registration process only takes a few minutes. To begin, you'll want to go to the top navigation bar on Bid for Assets and select Sign Up. From there, you'll be prompted to provide an email address and to create a password. That password will be what you use to log into your Bid for Assets account, as well as confirm bids. So be sure to write it down or make it something that you'll remember. From there, you will need to provide some basic contact information, confirm your phone number, and finally log in to the email address that you've placed on file, confirm that email, and complete your registration. Bid for Assets has a video tutorial walking you through every step of this process, and you can access that video by going to bidforassets.com/videos. And you'll see we've got many videos here walking you through the various steps of a Bid for Assets auction, including how to register for an account. So after you've created your Bid for Assets account, the next thing that you're going to want to do is go to the landing page on Bid for Assets for Lafourche Parish sheriff sale auctions. You can do this from the Bid for Assets homepage by selecting the sheriff sales/foreclosures display here over to the right of the US map. And you're going to see that it displays a list of counties and parishes where Bid for Assets has sheriff sale auctions available. Just go ahead and select Lafourche Parish. The first thing I want to draw your attention to here on the landing page is the sales date tab right here, which will display a list of dates for upcoming auctions. Selecting one of those dates is going to generate a list of auctions available on that date. So for example, when I select September 25th, you will see that it generates a list of properties only available on that date, September 25th. I can toggle off and on to show available properties only. What this means is that it'll only display properties that haven't been staked by the attorney's office assigned to the property. If there are more than 15 properties on a particular auction date, you can use the arrows here at the bottom of the list to move from page to page. Bid for Assets offers a free tool to download the property list as a spreadsheet by selecting the Download Property List link here towards the top of the page. You will need to be logged in, as you can see, to your Bid for Assets account in order to do this. But the Excel list will give you a lot of useful data for performing due diligence. Things like a zip code. In a lot of cases, you'll get the APN number. Very, very valuable tool. And then there's also several search tools that you can use over here toward the right of the property list. So, for example, you can use the keyword search tool. If I know that I am looking for a property in La Rose, I can just type that in, and you'll see that the list now defaults to show only properties that include that word in their description. And I can just clear the search filter and set the list back to normal. So It's important to remember when you're looking at these auction lists that each auction date is treated as its own individual event, and it will typically have a deposit specific to that date. In other words, the deposit that you'll need to put forth to qualify for participation is specific to an auction's date. If I wanted to bid in September 25th's sale for Lafourche Parish, I would only need to submit a single deposit, and that deposit will qualify me to bid on every single auction opening on September 25th in Lafourche Parish. But if I wanted to bid on, say, the October 9th sale, then I would need to submit a separate bid deposit in order to do so. It's worth noting that if you end up not winning any auctions in the initial sale, or you just opt not to bid, then you do have the option to transfer your deposit to Lafourche Parish's next sheriff sale. And you can do this after the auction closes from your Bid for Assets account by going to the My Bid Deposit section. You'll see in the My Bid Deposit section, there's an interface that you can use to transfer your deposit. When it comes to actually submitting your deposit, there are two methods that you can use for doing so. Those are certified check and wire transfer. Deposits should be sent directly to Bid for Assets, and you can obtain instructions on how to do this from a sales landing page and from individual auction pages. So to get started, you'll go to an individual auction page for Lafourche Parish. It doesn't necessarily have to be the auction that you want to bid on. Again, your deposit qualifies you for every auction on a given date. So once you go to the auction page, you just select up here the orange button that says click here for deposit instructions. Again, it's going to prompt you to log into your Bid for Assets account. And once you do so, you see the first thing you're prompted to do is provide pre-vesting information detailing how you would like any potential property that you've won to be titled. So you're going to want to fill that information out, and then it will take you through and provide you with deposit instructions. Just like with registration, Bid for Assets has a video tutorial walking you through every step of this process in greater detail, and you can access that video again by going to bidforassets.com/videos. So once Bid for Assets receives your deposit, it will be processed, and you will be notified both via email and in your Bid for Assets message center, accessible from your account, when you've been cleared to bid. And again, if you do not win any auctions, you have the option to transfer your deposit over. If you opt not to do so, then your deposit will be returned to you via a printable e-check after the sale that will come to the email address on your Bid for Assets account within 10 business days of the auction's close. You can print that check out, or you can just scan it using a mobile app like a normal paper check. So let's take a closer look at an individual auction page and talk about due diligence for these sales. Let's see. Here we go. So you'll see that the auction page has any available information that the sheriff's office can provide to assist you with your due diligence. Neither the sheriff's office or Bid for Assets will have any additional information on the condition of the property or its title status, including whether the property is free of any liens. Because of this, it's very important that you complete your own due diligence before bidding on a property. And this includes researching the condition and value of the property, as well as any relevant information on the property's title status. Both Bid for Assets and the sheriff's office would recommend that you consult with an attorney before purchasing property from a sheriff's sale. Bid for Assets president led a webinar on how to research tax sale properties, And much of the information in that video will be relatable and helpful for performing sheriff sale due diligence. A lot of the tools cross over. You can find that video one more time by going to bidforassets.com/videos. One thing I will mention in terms of due diligence is that while you should never set foot on a property that's scheduled for sheriff sale, because that would constitute trespassing, it may be a good idea, if you're able to do so, to drive by and view the exterior of the property. Once the auction opens for bidding, you can go in and start placing bids. If you choose, you can enter your maximum bid, and the auto bid system will bid up to that amount on your behalf, only as needed to outbid other bidders. Remember that in most cases, the lender will also be bidding on the property, so you will need to have the high bid at the end of the auction in order to purchase the property. Auctions in this case are going to be open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This means that you need to be mindful of the auction's overtime period, which you'll see here is 5 minutes. What overtime means is that when an auction is about 5 minutes left in the sale, 2 to 5 minutes left in the sale, and somebody places a bid during that time, the auction's clock will reset at its close and continue for another 5 minutes. If somebody bids during that period, it'll reset again and continue for another 5 minutes. This prevents a bidder from snipe bidding an auction when there's only a few seconds left to go, which you'd see somewhere like eBay. Bid for Assets attempts to emulate the feeling of a live sale, where you have a going once, going twice, and the auction won't close until people have bid as much as they're willing to on the given auction. So in all of these cases, all of these auctions, they won't close until 5 minutes have passed with no bids being placed. So it's important to keep a close eye on these auctions when they get close to their closing time. Now, settlement terms, or the timelines and amounts that will be due after the auction closes, are going to be located in each of the individual auction pages, as well as on the sales landing page. So you'll see here beneath the property list, you can access settlement instructions. We strongly encourage you to familiarize yourself with the settlement terms ahead of the sale, as you must have the funds available to meet the payment timeline stated in them, or you will be in default and you may be banned from future auctions. When all of the bidding on a particular sheriff sale has concluded, you will receive an email letting you know if you've won any of the available auctions, and that email will provide you with settlement instructions. So, to recap some key points, to participate in Lafourche Parish's sheriff sales on Bid for Assets, you're going to want to, 1, register for a free Bid for Assets account. 2, visit the Lafourche Parish Sheriff Sale landing page on Bid for Assets and select the date of the auction you want to review. 3, obtain deposit instructions and send your deposit for the auction or auctions you wish to bid in. Remember, you submit 1 deposit to qualify for 1 auction date. All of the available auctions on that specific date. 4, thoroughly research the properties that you intend to bid on and place your bids when the auctions open. Additionally, read the auction settlement terms ahead of time and be sure to have the funds ready to complete the sale on any auction that you win. And finally, 5, If you are a successful bidder, follow the instructions in your post-auction email to complete settlement. Again, sheriff sales can be complicated, so do your due diligence ahead of the sale and consult with an attorney ahead of the sale. Bid for Assets is here to help with live customer service, available over 40 hours a week. So always feel free to reach out to us by going to bidforassets.com/contact. You can also obtain our contact information by going to the top nav section of the Bid for Assets website and selecting Contact Us. There you will find our customer service team's phone number, direct line, and email address. Again, you can reach out to us at any time. Until then, we hope this video was helpful for you, and we wish you the best of luck in your next auction on Bid for Assets.